Hello, everybody. Thank you once again. We have another interview for the bounty hacks, the participants, the finalists, if you will. Kind of dig down deeper into what they built, what they thought while building it, any tips so we could be better. But pretty much we'll see where the conversation goes. So, Lincoln, Sean, Berke, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having
Thank
me.
you for having us.
My
Thank you.
my pleasure. My pleasure. It's always very entertaining to me to talk to our community members because number one, like I always say, is that we don't exist without our community, but we also are will be better and grow and improve because of our community. So these are great chance to actually talk to you guys and talk to everybody to know what to do. But first, start off. There's three of you. I know there's four of you in this that completed this project, but if you three, the ones that actually showed up today, can actually give us a little bit of background and kind of tell us, why you did it, why you participated.
Yeah, sure. So I'll start. So I've been in the blockchain cryptocurrency space since around 2017. I've been really into like the financial aspect of it, but I wanted to get more into development because I'm a computer science major, and that's my end career goal is to be like a blockchain smart contract developer. So we found the opportunity to do the bounty hack through the Blockchain Acceleration Foundation, BAF. And so as the president of Vanderbilt's Blockchain Club, I grabbed Berke, Sean, and Sam. Berke and Sam and I lived on the same floor this year, and Sean and I had a bunch of classes together. And I told him it'd be a great opportunity to get into this new field. And yeah, so from there we started looking for projects and settled on the chat. So I'll let them talk about their background a little bit too.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'll go next. All right. Sorry. I guess I'll take it. So as mentioned, I'm also a CS major, a CS and math double major actually. And really before this project, I hadn't touched blockchain and cryptocurrency stuff barely at all. I'm actually doing cybersecurity stuff this summer. And so Lincoln came to me with it and he was like, hey, we've got this thing that's going on that he would like me to help him with. And it sounded super cool. I hopped in and I'm super happy I was able to do it because, this is something that I'd never really worked with before, but it was super easy to just pick up and start working with. Super fun experience.
Yeah. So I got into blockchain in November 2020. So I built a PC and I had a graphics card. And that's when Ethereum and all the cryptocurrencies started to gain a lot of hype. And I started mining Ethereum and eventually wanted to figure out what goes behind the scenes of the free money, I guess. So I did a lot of research and eventually, like Lincoln was saying, I'm in some of his classes and I was talking to him about blockchain and all types of stuff. And then he invited me on the team and I joined and then here I am.
Well, thank you. And after this, I would love to actually do more with the Vanderbilt blockchain club. Maybe there's more things that we can do to help bring more people from Vanderbilt into blockchain. Maybe even expand the blockchain club itself to get more of the CS people into it.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Awesome. Okay, so let's talk about the project. What made you choose it? Tell us about it, and yeah, go from there.
So part of the reason that we chose this project was I had actually worked on something.
Project.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. So the project that we did was the Shot Noir with wagers, and the Shot Noir is a classic game with two players, a cat and a blocker, and it's played on a grid. And the cat starts out in the middle and then tries to move to the edge of the grid, and the blocker places blocks that tries to prevent them. And the game ends when either the cat reaches the edge or the blocker has made it impossible for the cat to reach the edge. A very classic game and one that I play in airplanes usually when I get bored, if you remember those screens. And the reason that we did it was because I'd had a little bit of experience with the game itself. I built a version of it actually back in high school, just using WebSockets instead of whatever else to build a full game. Super fun experience. And I saw it again. I was like, hey, you know what? I have a little bit of experience. I know I can build this thing. We can have fun with it with blockchain. And then everyone else went along with it. So yeah.
Cool. So So you built it. It was 4 of you. Tell us about the experience. Like what was it like building with Reach on Algorand?
Yeah, I think we broke our project in a couple different stages. So like the first stage was just planning and learning the Reach language, which took us quite a while because it was new for all of us. And then we built a command line interface just because we thought it was going to be easier for testing and just not knocking out all the logic to the game. And then we eventually moved to using React as a front end to display our game.
Was it easy? Was it hard? Did you find it fun? What tell me about it.
Yeah, so once we got the Reach language down a little bit, because programming is still new to all of us, all of us except for Berke started in our freshman year. So we've had 2, maybe 3 classes since. So the idea of learning a new language at first was intimidating, but once we got the React syntax down, we figured out how the participants worked, and we learned how to do the assert, require commands. It became a really simple process. And by the end, we were very easily adding new features and just pounding out those final little bits of the game. But so I've started teaching myself Solidity since the end of the bounty hack, and I found React so much more simple. Like with Solidity, there's just no security guarantees whatsoever. And when we were building this, we thought all of the requires and the asserts, which were really holding us back for a while because it was just so annoying to get them all right. But they're so crucial when you're building these financial applications that don't have that safety net in them, that we've come to really appreciate them.
So you said React, but I think you meant Reach, right?
Yeah, Reach, that's what I meant.
Sounds good. So yeah, like this is the thing that I try to actually, especially developers that don't have a lot of experience. And so you said you had what 3 classes that you took so far before, so you're pretty fresh to development itself, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm trying to tell is like, yes, it feels restrictive, but it's the difference is that like a general purpose language is much more open because the making a mistake is much more forgiving, because like worst case scenario, you roll back a database. But with blockchain, it feels like, oh, I can't do this. Well, in JavaScript, it would just let me do it. Well, yeah, sure. If you did that with this, you would lose all your money. So is that okay? And so yeah, so like those assertions, those requires are super important so that you don't make mistakes like that. So it's a very, very good point to bring up. So Berke, what do you think? You say you developed beforehand. So you said you were developing in high school. Was it easier for you to make a transition to Reach?
Yeah, it was fairly straightforward. Definitely, as Lincoln said, a lot safer, a lot stricter with that type of stuff, which was fun. Well, fun in the general sense of not fun to write, really fun to not have to deal with just weird hidden errors. Like I'm currently building some stuff with JavaScript, and it is such a pain when something looks like it works in 95% of scenarios, but because it's not safe, it'll just blow up in your face. A bit of a tangent. Yeah, moving to Reach was fairly straightforward. I'll say I think Sean handled probably a little bit more Reach than I did, but it was fairly easy to make that transition, and it was incredibly easy to get set up and working. And what I will say, probably my favorite thing about the whole experience, aside from being able to look at a finished product and have it just be awesome and look cool, was how easy it was to pick up from the tutorials. Like the docs for Reach, and especially the tutorials, are very well done compared to, I mean, a lot of other tools that I've worked with. And so super thankful for that. Great job with that.
Thank you. I'll make sure the DevRel team knows. But speaking of like DevRel and tutorials and just like how did you find working with the community or other participants in the bounty hack?
It was great. So our mentor was BB Jean, and she helped us out a ton. She was super helpful, especially when we'd reach out to her. There's like a lot of random stuff we were just running into, like what Lincoln was mentioning earlier about the certs require stuff. We had questions about the language in general, such as not being able to use random numbers or for loops in Reach. And she went above and beyond, explaining, like, not only just saying what to do, but why it happens and why Reach does what it does. And it made a lot more sense.
Well, BB, now that you're watching this, so shout out to you. You hear from the group here. You did an amazing job. So keep up the good work there. So where do you guys go from here? What's next? Was this the last foray into blockchain? It's gone, or like do you think you're gonna stick around?
For me, at least, definitely not. It was my first experience being able to code with a blockchain and build a smart contract. And it's been something that I've been looking forward to since I started my programming journey a year ago. So it's definitely working with Reach and its simplicity now that I know what I'm doing has made me realize that I definitely want to make it a career. So I'm going to keep doing it over the next 4 years in college. And you'll probably see me at another bounty hack here soon.
Hey, by the way, there's more than just bounty hacks. So like the bounty hacks are just one thing. If you have an idea of what you want to build, or like, want to expand on this current project, there's grant opportunities galore. So if you want to actually like kind of really like make a either career out of this already or even a more side project, let me know. Keep the team together. Don't split the band up or what have you. Yeah, let us know about your ideas. How about you, Berke and Sean? Are you done? Is this it?
I've had it's honestly, it was a really cool experience. And Reach was super cool. I don't think I'm as into blockchain as Lincoln is.
Shame on you.
Especially,
shame on you.
I know. Shit. You know what? He's got a few years to convince me. Maybe he'll turn me over to the dark side or whatever. But it was really cool to see how quickly you could build something using Reach. And do I think I would use it for a video game like we did in the chat? Probably not. But at the same time, like blockchain and everything that comes with it and Reach, it's just incredibly powerful. And I'm really happy to have that as a toolkit, likely in future hackathons, whether it's with Reach or just with some other place. It's really cool to be able to do stuff like this now. And so will I move into a career in blockchain and all that? Likely no, but will I use this stuff again? I would assume so.
Awesome. Well, like you said, we have a few years to convince you still. So don't worry. Well, you're like when you start getting into like DeFi and you're like building things like where you're interacting with low overhead or you're building like, NFT games where like maybe like you want to actually build a game and maybe you don't want to actually put the logic of the game itself on that, but you put the assets on chain. I'll tell you what, give us some time. We'll convince you why blockchain is amazing.
Yeah, I definitely Reach as like a toolkit. So like you just see stuff in the real world and you're like, wait, I can do that with blockchain and I can implement that with Reach pretty simply. And it's just it's a tool that you have to just like throw out what's ever in your mind onto the computer, then onto the blockchain fairly simply. So I would definitely use it again.
Excellent. Look, so Sam just joined for the last question. So I'm gonna add him, drop him completely in while recording. Oh, he's in the middle of the forest. Welcome, Sam.
Hello.
Thanks for showing up. We're recording, and I'm gonna ask you the last question.
All right.
We already did all the questions with everybody else. So just you now. Quick, give me a summary of your experience with Reach, experience with blockchain, and would you do it again?
My experience with Reach, it was definitely a really enriching experience to learn a new language and, see an approach that I think will be used a lot more with the wager system. I think that it'll become very popular very soon. And some great experience with blockchain. It's been a great time working with Berke, Sean, and Lincoln. They have a wealth of experience in this area, and I've learned a lot from them. I've learned a lot from my mentors at Reach, and I would definitely do it again. And I'm excited for what's next with Reach.
Awesome. So Sam, you made the cut. Good job. But guys, I encourage you guys to keep the band together. Like I said, let's figure out what we can do next. Maybe it's another bounty hack, but maybe that's it's a one-off project that you want to build. Maybe you want to actually expand a learning experience for Vanderbilt. I don't know. Let's get crazy. But once again, thank you guys so much. Thank you for being part of the community, and I look forward to working with you guys again soon.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks so much, guys.